The first 12-team college football playoff field is finally here with the College Football Playoff Selection Committee announcing the field and bracket on Sunday following the conference championship games. And Coach Locke has been excited ever since. Despite expanding the field from 4 to 12 teams, there are still plenty of winners and losers here. Guys, let's go with our first winner. Wheezy, talk to the people.
Oh, the first one is Indiana.
Okay, let's talk about it.
Indiana, great season. They deserve to be in. They got I think they can really. What? No, that's my first winner. Is Indiana. They got a great season. They deserve to be in. I like where they are.
Okay.
Yeah, Indiana.
I would say the college football season is my first winner. Jeff, January 1. If I said and told you that Indiana, like Weezy mentioned, would be in the playoffs, you would look at me like I was crazy. If I told you SMU would get the last playoff spot over Alabama, over Miami, over Florida State, you would look at me like I was insane.
You had to throw that last season.
Man, I had to. Boise State and Arizona State have playoff byes, which is insane.
Yeah.
That's insane, right?
Yeah.
Ohio would try to make flag planting a felony.
That was my worst of the week, but I
Yeah,
feel like fighting about that. Yeah,
Nick Saban knocking it out of the park on College game day.
Yeah.
Knocking it out of the park.
Yeah.
Scott Frost is back to UCF.
Yeah.
Rich Rod is back in West Virginia. And Bill Belichick
It's just taking a job.
got a gig.
Yeah. Yeah.
Come on.
Atlanta
And,
Falcons.
of course,
Yeah.
the Florida State Seminoles go 2-10 because of a dog poop curse. That really happened, though.
Yeah.
You guys got cursed. Dog poop.
Yeah.
No, you get no curse. They got a bad quarterback. What they got?
Yeah, but college football this year is my win.
Did he transfer in the portal?
Nah, he done. He done.
He done finally.
So he got one more year.
He can get one more year, but I don't think ain't nobody
gonna pick him up.
Coach, what you got? Give me a first.
Ain't nobody gonna pick him up. No.
Somebody will pick him
I
up.
remember the time though. I remember the time.
Texas State, Tech, you will pick him
Oh,
up.
so we got a.
Man, Georgia's a winner, man.
There's a winner.
That path to me is the easiest path to the Final Four. They got Indiana on their side, and they got Notre Dame on their side. So they have an easy path. And backed up by Indiana, that most of you may not know, James Madison is where their head coach came from.
Yeah.
James Madison is the original Marshall because a lot of his players from James Madison left with him to go to Indiana.
Yeah.
That's why this Indiana team is so good because they already know the playbook.
That's right.
They already play together, know each other. So it was like playing the same team playing together again, just in a different uniform. I think that's had a lot to do with
And that's what
Indiana
blowing
was so
people
good.
out last year.
J-Man cooking ass. That's kicking ass.
So yeah, that's why I think Indiana was so good. But I think Georgia has the easiest path to make it to the Final Four.
We'll talk about that. What you got, Jeff?
The selection committee is my first winner. The selection committee, they let us know this is an invitational. They put together the best television show with these matchups. They realized a 3-loss team should not beat a 2-loss or 1-loss team just because that 3-loss team is a blue blood.
No, they travel. They travel well.
Yeah.
Good-
But either way,
It's a better game.
the selection committee got it right.
Okay.
They did the right thing. Finally,
Finally.
they did the right thing.
Another winner, Weezy. Talk to the people.
Oh, another one for me is University SMU.
SMU. Yeah.
SMU, one of the small. They're considered one of the smallest teams, small market team on this.
Yeah.
this thing,
I agree.
and to make it, on to lose what 2 games.
Yeah. And they just got to the ACC, correct, guys?
First year.
Yeah. All right.
A lot of first year teams. I didn't think it was going to do good in
Yeah.
the different conferences.
We made a bet about that.
Oh my god!
You gotta remember,
Man.
SMU teams. SMU had the death penalty at one point.
That's true.
The fact that they can actually spend this money out in the open now,
Yeah, true.
SMU is gonna be rolling for a while.
Shit was
Yeah.
30 years ago.
It's the
Jeff.
same team. It's the same people, same money.
All money still.
It's just more money.
Yeah, them people.
They can spend it out in the open now. This ain't surprising to me.
in Texas, all money.
Yeah, my winner is the ACC. Clemson's win gave the ACC 2 teams in the playoff, a fairly remarkable development considering the fact of how bad the ACC has been over the last couple of years. Miami lost twice in November to fall out of the race. SMU and Clemson being in, man, that gives them a top 3 in the Power 4 behind the SEC and the Big Ten for sure. Head of the Big 12 though.
Good job.
Yeah, that's what's up. Another winner, Coach.
Penn State.
Penn State.
Penn State didn't play anybody for real. I mean,
No.
we know the Big Ten was probably the best conference in college football this year.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
every time they play a big team, like always, they lose that game. But they still got into the playoffs because of the conference they were in. And they also have they on the same side with SMU and Boise State.
That's right.
So it's going to be another easy path for them as well considering the other teams they could have possibly matched up with. Because, like we say, SMU at the end of the day is the first year on this level in the ACC,
Yep.
and Boise State is not a core 14 to look at. And even though they got Ashton Jeanty, who is only like 109 yards away,
I told you.
yeah,
I
from
told you.
breaking that record.
Yeah.
But I got to go with Penn State.
Yep. What you got, Jeff?
Me for saying that 12 teams just doesn't make sense.
You
And these matches, I commended the committee for leaving out a team that shouldn't be in this playoff. Yes, the committee is right. But 12 teams is not. We don't have 12 teams that's going to win this, that have a chance to win this. We have 3 teams that have a shot and maybe 4. And it's going to play out just like Coach said. There's easy paths that they're going to have. We do not need 12 teams. We need 4 tops.
I
That's
disagree, though. I disagree. Because the 4 top teams would be in is,
Texas, Georgia, Notre Dame, and Oregon.
All right. Okay, they would be in.
That's
not
those
fair.
are those
But
are the
that's
4
not
best teams.
fair to SMU. That's not fair to Indiana. That's not fair to
I tell you what.
Ohio State, Tennessee. It's just not.
Okay.
4 is just not enough.
Yeah.
Even in basketball, they have to put 60 teams out there. 4 is just like they can't just say, "Oh, we're just gonna do a 2018 bracket." It's not enough.
I guarantee you, we're going to, with as many games they're adding on for these kids, by the time they get to that national championship, these teams will not look the same because you're asking these kids to play possibly 2 to actually 3 more games than they normally would play. By the time we get to that national championship, it's going to be who stays healthy, not who's the best team, who stayed the healthiest. That's what this is going to be about.
But that's what happens when you put a lot of money in it.
Your top 4 teams.
No, it's going to make a lot of money. True
That's
indeed.
true.
Yeah.
But your top 4 teams are going to play the same amount of teams anyway.
Yeah.
Same amount of games anyway. So you basically saying that your teams outside of the top 4,
They got to fight a little harder.
yeah, they're
That's
gonna,
it. That's
yeah.
it. Can we move on to losers? Y'all
Cool,
good?
let's do it.
Yeah. All right. First loser, Weezy. Talk to the people.
My first loser is the critics that's too hard on the committee. The committee did screw something up with Oregon, the way they see their Oregon. But the way these games are played, the schedule of these games, these teams can be these games can go either way.
Mm-hmm.
Tennessee, Ohio State can go either way. Clemson, Texas can go either way.
Mm-hmm.
SMU and Penn State, they both score. They can go either way. This is gonna be a good game. Indiana, Notre Dame, these games can go either way.
3 of the 4 games going to be double-digit wins. Guaranteed. 3 of them 4 games going to be double-digit.
That's just wins. 10-point
Guaranteed.
game. That's not a blowout to me. 10-point game ain't
14 points.
I don't know about no 14
All
points.
right. My first loser is the rest of the SEC: Alabama, South Carolina, and Ole Miss. South Carolina was the hottest team in the SEC in the second half of the regular season. Ole Miss often looked like one of the best teams in the entire FBS. They just had a bad loss to Florida. And you look at the way that the Alabama Crimson Tide, those teams all just pretty much lost a game that they shouldn't have lost. And in turn, they got usually, and what happens to the SEC schools, they usually get the benefit of the doubt, and they just didn't this year. So shout out to the rest of the SEC, though.
Finally, they didn't
They
get
didn't
benefit of
deserve
the
it.
doubt.
Can't lose to Oklahoma and Vanderbilt and think you're going somewhere, dude. Like,
What you got, Coach?
Notre Dame.
Yeah.
They got to go through Georgia to get to the Final Four
He shit out of Georgia.
after the season they had. But that's the negative.
No, all right.
That's the negative of being an independent, because
they can only be
if they were in the power of a core 4 conference, they would be top 4 in these college football playoffs. But them playing independent, they are not even eligible to do that.
Yeah.
So they get a bad matchup if they win their first game. Then you got to go play Georgia, who's one of the hottest teams right now.
Yeah.
And we know what Georgia can do. So I went with Notre Dame for the seeding.
Jeff.
Georgia don't have their quarterback. Ohio State got a tough draw in Tennessee. That's my loss. Ohio State slipping up against getting those 2 losses. Now you got to play Tennessee in the first round. Ryan Day, you playing for your job and losing to Michigan, then losing the first round of playoffs, you probably out of there, big dog.
Some people say Tennessee got a tough draw because they got to go up to Ohio State.
They got to go up there, but Tennessee losing their coach, they're a year ahead of schedule. Tennessee lose. Ryan Day losing the first round of his playoffs after losing to Michigan. He might be doing a podcast with us next year.
And it's going to be the first time Ohio State's played a night game in a horseshoe in a long time.
But in turn, it is, and Tennessee's not a cold weather team too, so it's Ohio State's gonna play better. I think it kind of works in the favor of Ohio State with that, Jeff. I disagree with that.
But it's still a tough draw.
It's still a tough draw. Now, the toughest draw is Oregon. Let's talk about that. Dan Lannon, you navigated your first real tricky season in the Big Ten, and you get awarded to be the winner of fucking Ohio. Now, you play the winner of either Georgia or in Atlanta in the championship game, or a red-hot Notre Dame team after that. Come on, y'all. That's a tough out.
That's the Final Four.
But
though.
that's not that shouldn't be like that, and that's why I think that 4th seed being a group of 5 team totally screws up everything because there's no way that they should play the winner in a game that it just doesn't make sense. That should be the end of the thing. It shouldn't be in the second round.
But Oregon has the number 1 seed, right?
Yeah.
So the 4th seed,
Yeah.
the 4th state should have been on the side with Oregon.
Yeah.
Which that's what it is.
That's what it is. Yeah,
So
1 play 4. Yeah, me.
So how's it?
Nah, but what I'm saying is their first game though is a really tough game. They play the winner of Ohio State
in Tennessee.
in Tennessee, bro. That is a tough out. And that's a conference rival. It's hard to beat a conference rival twice.
Yeah, and that's why I had Ohio State to lose as well because they have to go through Oregon again.
Yeah, but
to
see,
play them.
that conference rival thing with Oregon and Ohio State, this is the first year.
Yeah.
This is the first year they play each other.
Yeah.
So that could go either way.
But just to be the number 1 overall seed and have the most difficult set of teams that you play to win it all isn't fair for a number 1 overall seed.
No.
So who would they? Okay, out of everybody, who would they shoot? Should they be playing next then? Arizona State.
Yeah,
That's what they would. So
yeah,
how it breaks down: Oregon plays the winner of Tennessee, Ohio State.
that ain't right.
They win that game. They play the winner of Arizona State versus the winner of Texas and Clemson.
Yeah.
So Arizona State is the 4th seed. So Arizona State gets the winner of Clemson and Texas.
Yeah,
So Oregon has
that's not easy. That's not easy. They should play the winner of Clemson and Texas, bro. Instead,
I think he's just looking at
3
the names.
Yeah.
huh?
The names. I think we look at the names.
So that's what I'm saying. Arizona State being the 4th seed plays the winner of Clemson and Texas,
See,
and
so,
but they're 5 and 12.
yeah,
so that's what you saying. You saying
Yeah.
the outside core 4 winner
should
should
always
be the 4th.
always
seed.
be the 4th seed.
That's okay.
They are the
Yeah.
4th. Arizona State is the 4th.
No,
seed.
no. The group of
Well, Boise.
Boise should be
Boise.
4. Yeah,
Well, but Boise is a better team than Arizona State. Too.
we don't know that.
Okay, got a better record.
Any other losers?
Me.
Okay,
You got another one?
no.
Well, my next loser is it shouldn't have been. It's like the bye week. So the team is on the bye week gets actually 2 weeks off.
Mm-hmm.
This team and all these teams get a week off. They're not playing this week. They need to play. They should have played this week. Even in NFL Super Wild Card weekend, you play the following week.
So you saying they should have played this week?
They
They
should
ain't
play
got a
this
bye
week.
week.
They ain't got a bye.
The bye week should have been this week for the teams that get the bye.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They get
Exactly.
They
so
should have given them 2 weeks.
yeah,
So you're giving Georgia 2 weeks off.
to get the
What
quarterback
they
right.
have to do though, this is final, so in turn they got to get
Can't
them back
play.
to school.
Yeah, you can't play during finals.
That's what.
They need to figure that shit out then.
And you can't.
Can't.
They're student athletes.
Because this shouldn't be playing. They shouldn't be playing
Yeah.
football right now.
You can't. You can't
Yeah,
play.
all that money, they need to figure that shit
No,
out.
no,
I
there they go.
understand. I
There
understand.
it is. Football second.
Yeah.
That's what they're trying to say.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Joe.
Well, I had one more loser.
Okay, go ahead.
Is we talked about it a little bit. It's like college football. And I forget who mentioned this first. I wish I had this original thought, but it's very true. College football is usually finished at this point, right? And the bowl games are in warmer weather cities. We're about to actually watch college football in the elements, and we don't get that a lot. So I understand saying a team like Tennessee doesn't play in cold weather. Ohio State really doesn't play many cold weather games other than the Michigan game.
No,
The Michigan game is the only game that's really, really cold by then.
You know, it get cold in Minnesota too, bro.
It gets cold, but their season is done by November. What I'm saying is you're playing home games now at night in the middle of December.
Yeah.
It's going to be 20,
But
30 degrees.
They literally have to because just like Weezy, Mitch, you sound like Weezy because at the end of the day, they have to have a week off for finals.
I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying this is the first time we're having to see this, and they're understanding that they may switch these games to all neutral site games in the
Yeah,
future.
and now we see why now there's a thin line between an athlete and a student athlete because in turn you're supposed to primarily like prioritize athletics over actually schoolwork. No, you can't.
Well, no, I'm not. Well, let me make
I'm
sure
not
I'm saying.
saying
I'm not saying. I'm not.
Weezy-
Yeah, I'm not saying they
But
should.
now
do
it's
this.
because you make great
Yeah,
points.
yeah.
And Weezy does too. But
Yeah.
in turn, it's never gonna go that way because you are a student
Or you
athlete.
go back to 4 teams and you don't
Ah,
have to
man.
worry about
I'm
this.
surprised they actually did host games for the first round. I was surprised when they did that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, move to neutral sites. Like these playoffs games should be all new because they're all technically going to be bowl games anyways. You keep advancing.
Also, too, though, you
Yeah.
got to worry about most of those schools and when most of those games are played in NFL stadiums too, so you got to worry about that too.
Yeah. Play it out better. Y'all want these 12 teams?
What games playing NFL stadiums?
Like the big not the Rose Bowl, but like
the big games.
And that's what for this first round, I don't think they should be played in NFL stadiums. You
Where-
can go to another college and play the game.
Where though?
like another arena.
Like another college stadium. Like for example, you can go play at
Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
And when they get their new stadium,
you can go play at Gainesville.
Yeah, for sure.
You can go play what
Who the hell want to do that though?
It don't matter. That's part like they can go play one in Jacksonville.
Yeah, Jacksonville. Yeah,
but I mean,
yeah.
just go to one of those.
It's just hard to kind of different.
You guys
Hey, it's your man, Coach Locke. Y'all make sure y'all check out the Full Sport Press podcast every Monday, wherever you stream your podcast episodes. Like I always say, get a drummer song.
Revolution will be podcasted.